Hey everyone, it's Professor Clark, and in this lecture, we are going to learn how to talk about skill in a language and knowledge of a language. Before we jump into the language words, however, let's talk a little bit about adverbs and the word order for adverbs in Russian. Adverbs are words that describe verbs. So remember, adjectives are words that describe nouns. Adverbs are words that describe verbs. So these are words in English like well, poorly, quickly, or slowly. Frequently in English, they will end in "ly." In most Russian sentences, the adverb will be placed before the verb. This is not mandatory because there's hardly anything that's mandatory about Russian word order, but this is common. So we could say, for example, "Она свободно говорит по-русски." She speaks Russian fluently. Он быстро пишет по-русски. He writes Russian quickly. Они хорошо читают по-русски. They read Russian well. So that is the most common word order for adverbs. We put them right before the verb. When we answer the question как, meaning how, though, we can often put the adverb after the verb. So we could say, for example, как она говорит по-русски? How does she speak Russian? What's her Russian like? Она говорит свободно. She speaks fluently. Как он пишет по-русски? How well does he write Russian? What's his Russian writing like? Он пишет быстро. He writes quickly. Как они читают по-русски? How do they read Russian? What's their Russian reading like? Они читают хорошо. They read well. Now let's talk about how to express skill in a language in Russian. Russian has distinct grammatical forms for expressing skill in a language versus knowledge of a language. When we want to talk about skill in a language, which we would often express in English with the construction in Russian, we use this adverbial form where we have po, hyphen, and then a language that's almost always going to end in ski, s, k, i. For example, по-русски in Russian, по-английски in English, по-немецки in German. And note that there is no и краткое at the end because this is an adverb, not an adjective. And we are going to use this form with verbs of speaking, reading, and writing. So, for example, говорить, to speak, читать, to read, писать, to write. So we say, я говорю по-русски. I speak Russian. Мы читаем по-английски. We read English. Они пишут по-французски. They write in French. However, if we want to ask the question, what language or what languages you can speak, read, or write in, we have to say, на каком языке, in what language, or на каких языках, in what languages, can you speak, read, or write? For example, на каких языках вы говорите? What languages do you speak? Я говорю по-английски, по-китайски и по-русски. I speak English, Chinese, and Russian. We can contrast this with the construction that we use for knowledge of a language. So for verbs of knowing or studying a language, like знать, to know, понимать, to understand, or изучать, to study. For that, we use a noun phrase that's going to be whatever language it is, so something that's going to end in ski and then язык. For example, я знаю русский язык. I know Russian. Я изучаю немецкий язык. I am studying German. Я понимаю японский язык. I understand Japanese. Понимать can be used in either form. We can either say я понимаю японский язык or я понимаю по-японски. Either is fine. And язык, in case you were wondering, means tongue, literally. And we put an adjective in front of it, an adjective of language. And almost all adjectives of language are going to end in ski. So ruski, niemiecki, japonski, francuski, italianski, kitaiski, korejski, so on and so forth. The question form, if we want to ask what language or what languages do you know, is какой язык or какие языки. For example, we could ask, какие языки вы знаете? What languages do you know? Я знаю русский язык и английский язык. I know Russian and English. Какой язык вы изучаете? What language are you studying? Я изучаю китайский язык. I am studying Chinese. So that is the basics for how to talk about skill in a language and knowledge in a language. It's not that complicated, but you do need to remember the по-русски versus русский язык distinction.